everyone. We are joined by Congressman Zach Nunn, who is running for re-election in Iowa's 3rd District. We are switching gears to talk about abortion. It is arguably one of the most talked about issues of this campaign. We see it on probably the majority of political ads that I can say that are airing on TV. So let's just start with clarifying for the people who are watching, what is your stance on abortion?
Amanda, I think every candidate running needs to be very transparent on their position. So let me be 100% clear where I stand. I'm pro-life, but I have voted for exceptions and believe strongly in those for health of the mother, rape, and incest. We've supported IVF. I think it's so important for a family to be able to start, and we've led the legislation to help over-the-counter contraception for women. We've also worked on holistic health care, Train More Nurses Act, to get more medical professionals in there. Equally, I don't believe in a national abortion ban. Look, this is something that the feds should not be tampering with. Now, I've also asked my opponent to be very clear on this, and they've spent a lot of money trying to lie about my history. I am being very transparent. I think we also need to recognize where my opponent stands here. He has an extreme view of late-term abortions that are taxpayer funded. No other country in the world offers that other than places like China and North Korea. That's against what 70% of Iowans want. And I think that we need to have real clarification, from the Democrat in this race, where they actually stand. Not once has he ever answered it. He's been fact-checked multiple times and found to be out of step with Iowans. I think it's important. This is a really personal, direct issue. And anybody who wants to serve this district should be very clear with Iowans where they stand.
You mentioned your opponent, who has actually called Iowa's fetal heartbeat law the Zach Nunn abortion ban. So your response to that?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to spend millions of dollars to lie about this issue because really it's the only issue he's got. He's never said where he stands. He's never talked about the fact that he wants to not only see late-term abortions, he wants to put it in law. He also wants to take this voice away from Iowans. Right now, we have the opportunity to vote on these things, have these really important conversations, because you know what? Good people can disagree on the issue of abortion, but we should have a discussion about it, not try and scare Iowans. And that's the part that's been so disappointing. The lies repeatedly hyped up by my opponent have put people in a scare position. Every time that we've done this, we've always talked about the exceptions. Exceptions for health of the mother, for rape and incest. No doctor, no nurse, no woman should ever be afraid to be able to go and seek the medical attention that they deserve. It's also one of the reasons that we've been much more proactive about helping rural and urban communities get the health care access they need. Broadband, train more nurses, recruit more doctors, forgive doctors who want to work in rural areas and high need areas. This is a holistic approach. Look, I'm a dad with foster kids that we were able to adopt. There are multiple options out here. We want to make sure that we're helping people with this, not scaring them into something with false campaign ads that aren't at all related to reality.
We hear a lot of people say, after we've seen the presidential and vice presidential debates, that we shouldn't even be talking about this at the federal level, right? That this is just a state issue. What's your take on all of that?
Well, I mean, the 10th Amendment makes it very clear. There's a separation between the federal government and the state governments. And state governments now have been told that they have the opportunity to hear from Iowans to help craft this. We need to make sure that women's voices, women's health care, women's futures are heard at that. I offer that Iowans are in the best possible position to do this. Taking this issue away from Iowa and taking it to DC and allowing DC, politicians to make these decisions could go a lot of different ways. We've even heard Democrats talking about stacking the Supreme Court so they can overturn decisions they don't agree with. That's not only undemocratic, it's unconstitutional. It goes against the 10th Amendment, and it's a really scary place when, certain elements of a party are willing to change the rules every day to get their issues through. I'd say trust Iowans, let them have their voice. Let's solve this right here.
When you are out on the campaign trail, is there ever a struggle for you, whether it's this issue or another one, to have your constituents aligning with your same beliefs? For example, you mentioned this is abortion specifically is very, you use the word direct and personal, and I agree with you on that. But you're also running for office. So how do you match that up as a politician with where you're at personally compared to where you think your constituents are at?
Well, look, we've built a career in the military working on mission-oriented solutions. I'm trying to bring that into this position I've got now. And when I knock on doors, and I knock on Republicans and Democrats and independent doors, I try to hear their priorities. And a lot of them have really good recommendations for it. And it's a number of things that our family's gone through. When it comes to IVF, when it comes to access to health care, these are all things we agree on. And then work with them to say, how could we find a solution that helps you? We did it during the Farm Bill. We've done it during the nurse shortage crisis that we've worked on. We've done it on rural housing. These are all things that came to me from talking to Iowans and then me having the opportunity to help achieve that in Congress with legislation that's passed Republican House, Democrat Senate, and been signed into law by President Biden. Ways that will directly help Iowans back home.
All right, Congressman Nunn, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We are going to switch gears when we come back from the break. We will be talking about immigration next.